All right, and I'm going to go ahead and record this. Should have started recording before, so Hannah and Christina and those folks that aren't able to be on right now, and Brad would have been able to hear the rest of that. But I'll fill you guys in one-on-one. Okay. Okay, so here we go. I'll go ahead and share my screen for the region notebook. The key to the new monthly summaries here is having the desktop client installed. You can work on the online client here, but it's going to be a lot easier doing all of this work on the desktop client in OneNote. Okay, so right now you're going to notice we're online. Right up here in the upper left, you're going to notice OneNote Online. We are in the West Region Notebook Online. The nice thing about this is that when you don't have your computer with you, you can still have access to this. Say you just have your phone, you can actually access this and access these pages, access this information. You can be plotting information as you go throughout the month with or without your computer. So that's the nice part about having this online that you can access with a browser or anywhere. Having the offline version is going to allow you to edit much quicker, and then if you don't have access to Wi-Fi or anything like that, you'll still be able to access everything and still be able to pull up your information, still be able to log things without having to have any access to internet. All right? Does everyone have this link to this page? And I'm hoping the answer is yes. What I'm going to do, I'm going to copy this. I'm going to throw this into an email that I'll send out as a recap for this call, so that everyone can have this link. Okay.
Hey, Dan.
Yep.
When I went to do it, like it had the reps that were done, and then underneath it, it was like rep 1, 2, rep 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. Like, so I couldn't click on any tab below anybody's name.
Yep.
But on yours, it shows all of our names. But when I went to do it, it had no name. So I didn't know what to do.
Okay, so all of these are password protected.
Okay.
Can anyone else, does anyone have access to their computer, and can they pull up the West Region Notebook right now?
This is Ellen. I'm about to try.
Okay. Everyone should actually see everyone else's name. I've password protected several of them already, but not all of them. Once they are password protected, you'll be able to see the name still, but you just won't be able to access. For instance, here's Mr. Casey's. All right. So I clicked on Casey's name. Even me, it doesn't automatically go into his. It's password protected. And so I have to enter the password in order to open this up. Okay, so I know what the password is because I set this one. Maybe I don't. Okay, there we go. Enter the password, and once the password's entered, then you can see. Here's the weekly top 3, monthly recap, annual review items. This whole portion here, this whole part of having it password protected, 100% up to you guys. I'm going to password protect all of them, and then if you all don't want the password in there, if you feel it's going to be more cumbersome or more of a burden than anything, let me know. I can pull that password off. It's not necessarily that we're going to have anything in here that's going to be personal of nature, but the thought here was, you know, maybe we'd be more willing to share some of those things if they weren't necessarily public to everybody, and especially like annual review items, maybe specific things that we're working on. So Ben and I started with the idea of, let's have this section password protected, and then you guys can decide whether you want it password protected or not. Okay? So there's two sections to our new monthly summary. You've got the quarterly metrics that everyone will be logging. And I believe Ellen had a question on this before. These are a running tally for the quarter, right? So the total bookings, running tally for the quarter. Activities logged, running tally for the quarter. Okay, so if we're in January of quarter one, and let's say Amanda sold 100,000, gonna input 100,000 in here. Activities logged, 60. Month 2 in February, Amanda's gonna come back in here, highlight this. She sold another 100,000, and so she's gonna add that to the previous total for 200,000. Logged another 60 calls, so now there's 120 calls. Okay? So we're looking at this a little bit, from a more of a 20,000 foot view when we're looking at bookings, activities, and total voices. Because we want to emphasize the importance of overall, not just today, not just this week, not just this month, but working toward that overall goal of providing voices, of booking business. The thing that we need specific numbers for each month and easy access to, us as RDs, is that forecast number. So that's why we broke this out into 3 different categories, okay? So let's say first month, 110,000. February, forecasted 90,000. And March, forecasting 110,000. Okay, so this will be easy month by month to just jump in here. And if you need any help on these for the ops created, worth of the ops, total bookings, activity logs, total voices, you can find this in Salesforce, all of these. And the link is right above the matrix of information that we're putting in. Any questions on this so far? Okay, so that's portion 1. Should literally take you seconds to accomplish after the first go round or so. I mean, you're going to jump in here, you're going to know your forecast, put your forecast in, check the Salesforce on another tab for your internet. Check that, plug those numbers in, and you're on your way to the next portion, which is your specific portion. Weekly top 3. Each week, we're going to jump in here, and I reviewed this a little bit before. Each week, we're going to go in here and have our 3 goals for the week with visibility from the week before. And how did we do on that week? So each week you come in here. What do we have here? February 4th, February 11th. One, 2, and 3. We'll put the newest on top so that you can reference and see the goals that you had for weeks previous. Very easy. And those top 3 goals, those ones that will be shared on the weekly call, will be top, front, and center. Easy for us to pull from. So then Monday morning, when you jump in and put your weekly top 3, it'll be really easy on the Monday afternoon call to jump in here and reference the 3 goals that you have for that week. Each Monday, we should be reminded of the goals that we had the previous week and the goals that we had weeks previous to that. And that should help to shape and fashion the goals that we have for this week. What's everyone's thoughts on this?
That makes sense.
I like that the link's right there for you to click on. Makes it easier.
Yeah, this should make it easy to pull the data for just like the numbers portion. Okay. Monthly recap. This one's going to take a little bit more time. And you're going to want to put a few things in here on your monthly recap. One is going to be the progress on your weekly goals. 2 is going to be wins and accomplishments for that month. And 3rd is going to be roadblocks. Okay, and then 4, we already have progress on weekly goals on there. Okay, so we can keep it at that for right now. I want to make it easy to start with, but I also want this to be something to where it's logged, easily accessible, so that you can see some of the things that you've done and that you've accomplished throughout the year. When it comes time to do our performance reviews, it's going to be really easy. In fact, most of it is going to be copy and paste from our West Region notebook, because you guys are going to be logging things as you go. Those goals, accomplishments towards those goals, the wins that you had throughout the month, some of the roadblocks that are out there. And roadblocks can be anything. It can be anything from funding to competition, to SLPs walking away from AAC, or vacations, snowstorms, anything that may have happened that could be in your way. What I want to do is be able to peek at some of these things to see if there are things that I can help with for the roadblocks that we might be able to remove, so that in future months you guys can accomplish your goals that you got. Annual review items. This is open right now. What I want you guys to do, first thing, is to list the goals from your most recent performance review. And that's where we're going to start on this item. We're going to start with your overall goals. So that way, each week in our touch point, each month as we review this, we can kind of gauge progress towards our long-term overall goals. All right, thoughts on this? Do you guys feel that this is going to be easy to accomplish? Is it going to be difficult?
I think it's one of those things, like some others, that are, it's simple but not easy. It's simple because it's not difficult at all, but it isn't easy because it requires discipline. So I would say simple but not easy.
Okay. Most important, go ahead.
Sorry, Dan. I think it just needs to be worked into the schedule. It's one of those things where we say, okay, this is what we have to do, and it's just finding that time to do it whenever it is, office day or Mondays or Fridays, to put the information in and evaluate. So I think that's going to be probably the biggest thing.
Yep. So weekly when you're jumping in here, I would put down, and I'm going to put a reminder in the email, to do a calendar reminder sometime before the weekly call, so that you can have those goals done before we jump on the call, to jump in here and list your 3 goals. And if you've been thinking about it since Friday, that should be fairly easy to list those 3 main objectives, 3 main goals that you have for that week, And so that should be the only thing that you'll be doing essentially weekly. The monthly recap will be at the end of the month. That will be kind of like your monthly review time when you jump in here and actually recap the month. And so you guys should have set in your calendar another reminder for when you do your monthly recap. Annual review items are going to be like as we go. We're going to be checking this. No specific time on that one, but the monthly recap will be where you do once a month along with the quarterly metrics. You'll be putting those in. So really each week it should just be a few minutes to open up OneNote online or to open up OneNote on your desktop version and enter your goals for that week. Enter the goals, and then also after you get through one round of entering goals, the next time you log in, you're going to be entering your 3 goals for that week and then putting down progress towards those goals for the previous week. So this week is just going to be putting down the goals. Next week, you'll put down new goals that should be worked off of the old goals, and then accomplishment or progress towards those goals. And like I have examples here, accomplished, second one did not accomplish, need to do next week. So you can have like a little running tally. Okay, next I'm going to show the desktop version. All you need to do is click on this Open in OneNote. Then it gives you a pop-up. If you haven't downloaded OneNote, it'll prompt you to download OneNote. All right, so now I need to share my screen on this version so you can see it. All right, Zoom controls. Okay. All right, so I clicked on the OneNote. I'm going to share my screen to show you my OneNote. As I said before, if it's not downloaded, it'll prompt you to download it. You'll be able to download it for free. It's part of the Microsoft Suite. And then you'll have the OneNote client on your desktop. It's going to have all the same information on here. What you didn't see when I pulled this open is that it had a little icon in the middle. As it was loading up, it said syncing. So it was syncing what was being done on the online version to the offline version. Keep that in mind, because if you do a bunch of work on the online version and then expect to go to the offline version next month and have all the information there, if you're not online, none of that information will be there. So it does need to be open at some point so that it'll sync and pull in that information that was there. Okay? All right, so we've got our quarterly metrics in here. Go down to Amanda, enter the password, and up comes all of the information here. Again, this one can be done offline. Then once you go online, it will sync to the cloud, and you'll have access to it online or offline. Cool? Excellent. All right, guys, what questions do we have? Thoughts?
think it'll probably be faster than doing the spreadsheet or whatever, the PowerPoint document. This seems like it would be a little bit quicker as a whole. I mean, I think it requires more entry to it, right? Because you're doing it weekly, but in the same respect, it kind of keeps it top of mind for both that and your yearly goals. So, I mean, in the end, as a whole, it's a good tool to be able to have. Once again, it's just formatting the time for it.
Yeah.
I like this a lot better than the PowerPoint. Quick question, you might have covered this. Are you sending each of us an email with what our password is?
Yeah. Yep, I'll send you individual emails with your passwords. And that'll go out today. One thing that I wanted to share too, see if I can get back to this page. Hang on a second, I'm gonna have to pull this to a different desktop. All right. Okay, so I don't know if you all use bookmarks, but I would highly encourage you to start using bookmarks if you don't. If you can see my list up here, I've got a lot. I've got dashboards, Power BI dashboards, OneNotes, SharePoints, Salesforce, Tobytown, Box, LogMeIn. This is the MPI program that I was working on. Tara's Teen Goals, Nepper. I've got all sorts of bookmarks here. Bookmarks are easy to do. This one's already on the West Region notebook bookmark. But if you're on Google Chrome, which personally I prefer, the bookmark section is really easy. It's just the star next to the URL, right up in the URL section. Click on it, and it asks you what you want to name it and then where you want to put it. The folder that I like to put my bookmarks that I use often is in the bookmarks bar. The bookmarks bar is this one right here that you see. This is the one, anytime I go on any computer, I can log into Google Chrome and have all of my same bookmarks there, regardless of whether or not it's my computer. It'll have all my passwords saved and everything like that. So quick tip, for those of you that aren't doing it, look into it. Google Chrome is phenomenal. And you can bookmark all these pages so you don't have to remember where they are and where to go and how to find them. All right. Any other thoughts or anything? That's it for the call today, really. And if anyone has anything to discuss that you don't want to bring up on the call today, feel free to give me a call. I'll be available. I'll be up here in Seattle through the day tomorrow. Okay, so feel free to reach out. Have a really good rest of the week, and thanks everyone for jumping on the call. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording on this. I'll send this out with the email that I send everybody for the recap on the call. Okay? And have a good one, everyone.
Thank you.